Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. Business is business.
You got me addicted to massage parlors.
I'd rather have somebody tell me to my face, go fuck myself, than someone smiling at me and talking behind your back.
Hi, this is Emily. You had responded to my ad on Craigslist about the Day in the Life video series. How's it going? I was wondering if now is an okay time to talk a little bit more about the show and give you like a little bit more information. Yeah, so last year I posted an ad on Craigslist, kind of seeing who would be interested in showing me a day in their life. Got a bunch of responses. Did a bunch of videos with people, made a series out of it. And this year I'm actually doing the series across America. Heading out to Florida, Georgia, Tennessee. So this show I really try to get to know people, kind of their stories.
When they came to shut us down again, they had 3 U.S. Marshals, 5 FCE agents, 30 Austin Police Department.
Their interests.
I love being upside down.
Really?
Love it.
Why?
I started when I was 4. I guess I've kind of always known that I'm supposed to be kind of like upside down or something.
So I'm just gonna spend the day with people in new places. So tomorrow I'm meeting up with a man named Michael. He responded to my ad recently and this is what he said. Hey my friend, this is me. I just finished 2 weeks on set of a new Netflix film called Bad Day. Too bad this wasn't 48 hours ago, you could have shadowed me. Anyways, should you wish to put something together with me, let me know. Have a great day. Michael. He submitted screenshots of his LinkedIn as well as a screenshot of his IMDb page. So tomorrow I'm meeting up with Michael on the front steps of St. Pat's Cathedral and I'm gonna go to bed. Hey! How are you? Great to meet you. Michael showed me a detailed schedule for the day, starting with an introduction on the steps of his church.
Should I start like my little monologue thing? Is that would be good? Okay, we'll get it done. Good morning and welcome to my world. My name is Michael and today is my episode of a day in the life of a stranger. Today you're going to meet some very interesting characters in my life. You're going to meet my friend from over 45 years. You're going to meet a woman who wants me to invest in her business. You're going to see and talk to 2 of friends of mine. One, I did my first off-Broadway show together, and another friend of mine who I met in cowboy camp. We are standing here in front of my parish, which is the world-renowned St. Patrick's Cathedral on 5th Avenue in Manhattan. St. Patrick's has become for me my spiritual compass. Over the years, we all do things that we regret and are a bit ashamed of. So every day, I make it a point to pray for God's forgiveness of all my transgressions, as well as give me the strength and spiritual guidance that I need in order to continue my success in my business and my acting career. I meet people from all around the world, which is a beautiful thing. Being blessed and having part of this church, or this cathedral as part of my life is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
We walked in the cathedral for a bit. Michael shared with me that he assists with the masses there as a Eucharistic minister.
And being a Eucharistic minister, you have to go to class. I went to the Archdiocese of Newark. I was there for a week, and then they bless you and they send you on your way. So I could actually go to hospitals. I don't have the time to do that and give communion to the sick or the elderly. Catholicism is like, do you remember in Godfather III where Michael says, every time I try to get out, they pull me back in?
Oh yeah.
Like that's the Catholic Church.
We left church and began walking to our next stop. So can you tell me just a little bit about yourself? And
Sure.
You can answer that however you wish.
I'm a businessman at heart. I'm a businessman, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an actor, and I'm a consultant, and I enjoy what I do. My core business started about 40 years ago when my daughter was like 2 or 3 years old in the insurance restoration business, which is, I deal with large loss insurances. If a building or a house goes on fire, they would call me in to consult and do the job.
Over the next 5 hours, Michael had arranged to meet several friends and associates here at Trump Tower for conversation and business purposes. First up, Michael's longtime friend, Roberto. The two of them got a coffee from Trump Pizza, and I set up my equipment preparing for the day ahead. I asked Michael what their friendship was like.
He'll call me out on shit or tell me stuff, and we share a lot about it. He knows more about me than anybody. The deep bond in our relationship and our friendship is that we have a tremendous amount of respect for each other, and we listen to each other, and we're not afraid to say the truth. Like, I'll ask him, do you agree? He's like, no, I don't agree. This is why I don't agree, because you're acting like an idiot. Or, that's a great idea, and the same for me. And there's a freedom there.
So can you start at the beginning? How did you guys meet?
Michael, his ex, and my ex all went to college together. So Michael and his now ex-wife got married at St. Patrick's. And Michael in the 80s had aspirations to become a politician. And so and he was and so
I was elected.
Leave it to Mike to he arranged to be able to give like a speech or some sort of where he was up at the podium thinking he was the mayor, the president, or whatever it was, and I was like, look at this dude, what's he doing? He was very impressive doing that.
I asked Roberto what he did for a living.
I got into health insurance. I met my wife. We've been married this summer. It'll be 19 years. She used to work for me at one of the health insurance companies. And I stayed in health insurance. I do Medicare. I mean, you have what? 45, 50 years to go before you're 65?
I'm 27 now.
There you go. I was close.
Things that would have bothered us in our 20s and 30s don't bother us anymore. Like, I was like,
well, in your 20s and 30s, you're still insecure. You probably still haven't found yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like we don't give a shit.
Exactly right.
Like if somebody walks up to me now and says, "Oh, you're for Trump," I'm like, whatever.
So speaking on that, you're wearing a very colorful outfit. Right. What do you decide when you're putting together the outfits?
The outfits reflect not so much who the president is now, which I'm thankful for, but they reflect my patriotism. That's what it's all about.
So we're here at Trump Tower. Is there a reason for this place specifically for this interview, or
no?
Okay.
It was just a good place. I mean, I'm in Queens and he's in Brooklyn. It was just a good. I mean, I
come here often to grab something, and then I remembered this arena down here, and I was like, this would be. And then I actually remembered the table that was underneath the escalator, the famous escalator that Donald Trump came down. And I was like, if it's not taken, that'll be a great spot to do the interviews. If it's in God's will, it happens, and it's just like you just make it happen.
Like if we go to a diner, we'd have to be ordering a cup of coffee every 12 minutes, or they want you out because they want that booth or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So here, we've been sitting, no one has bothered us, and the other option could have been the Apple store, which is a couple of blocks away. This is it happens to be Trump Tower. It's a perfect place to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said that you had aspirations of being a politician. Can you explain?
Yeah, I grew up in northern Jersey, and I was elected to the council. I was police commissioner. My father was elected to the council before that. And I ran for the New Jersey Assembly, and I got the nomination, and then we lost the election. And then I kind of started doing other things. I'm going to speak bluntly.
Please.
I'd rather have somebody tell me to my face, go fuck myself. I have more respect for that person than someone smiling at me and then in the back turning and talking behind your back. And that's how most politicians are, which I don't like. But he said something very true. I don't do well in boxes. I think outside the box all the time. And that's why I like to do 3 or 4 or 5 different things. I consult, I do small cap investing with people for contractors, I do the acting. When I'm not I always have to be doing something. I mentored in my adult life, I've already mentored 2 people. I used to teach.
Roberto and Michael discussed a myriad of topics.
I told my doctor 2 years ago, I said, there's 2 people in this room, you and me, and only one of us is living to 100. It's not going to be you. I don't wear a watch because time is not important to me because there is no time. take your tongue and you press the roof of your mouth as hard as you can for 20 seconds, like this. And it calms you down because there's a connective nerve that goes all the way. And I never knew that, and it works.
We said goodbye to Roberto, and a woman from Michael's church arrived to discuss a business proposal. I asked her how she knew Michael.
I would say that I met Michael at a Sunday 8 o'clock Mass at St. Patrick's. It's a very particular group that goes to 7 a.m. Mass. It's always the same people, until Christmas comes, and then all the people that never show up the rest of the year show up. Then you really, you can't sit in your normal place in the pew, and everybody, you go, really? So I love the historical aspect of Christianity. I'm a history buff. I love history. Because if you don't know it, you're going to repeat it.
That's exactly right.
And it's very true. We see it already. Well, I'm not going to get into it, but we see it already. We're sitting in the building. We're sitting in his building.
But Catholicism, and is an offspring of Judaism. So
Yes.
really, Christ was a Jew.
Absolutely.
And
Diane's visit wasn't just social. She wanted Michael to sponsor a pop-up gallery for an emerging artist. So explain to me exactly what the ask is. Are you...
Okay, let me explain what I'm asking him. I'm asking Michael to sponsor Dominic Condi for an art show in New York City. Renting the storefront so you can have a pop-up space.
And then there's a lot of back work that has to get done for that. Bios have to be written about the author. A list of all his work has to be done. In addition to that, pricing of all the artwork.
So are you experienced in kind of sponsoring these up-and-coming artists? And
honestly, I've never done one in my life.
You've never done this?
It doesn't matter. Business is business.
So why Michael? Why turn to Michael?
It's very hard for me to really talk to people.
Okay.
And I see Michael every Sunday, so I just said, well, he's in construction, he does that, and he's in film, he understands art. So I thought, well, I'll just ask him.
In my humble opinion, you on a number of different levels, you find it very easy talking to me, which I appreciate.
Well, once I get started,
So based off of kind of what she gave you initial information, what are some ideas that come to mind for this type of work?
Initially, what I'm thinking is that obviously you want to get a space for like a month or 6 weeks, and we'll create just a simple white box. They call it a vanilla box, they call it a white box, which is no walls except for the exterior walls, and everything is painted bright white.
I know you said you haven't done a project like this before. How do you so confidently take on something?
Business is business.
Are you heading back to the church right now?
I'm going home.
Oh, you're going home? Okay.
Yeah, I'm heading home.
Good.
Yeah, I just have to pick up a couple of things. I'm heading home, and I'm probably going to take a nap.
Oh.
I'm tired.
We said goodbye to Diane, and Michael FaceTimed an old friend. Decades ago, the two had once shared a stage in a show called The Last Supper, an off-Broadway production.
Hello, Michael.
How come you get better looking with age and I don't?
You're looking good, Michael.
How are you, my friend?
Thank you so much. It wasn't always like that. I fell into drinking, major drinking thing for about 12 years, and I looked like death. So it's taken me about over 6 years, so it's taken me about 6 years. Where are you at?
We're in Trump Tower.
No kidding.
Remember when we were developing the scenes for that show? I played Matthew, and you played Simon?
I believe it was Bartholomew.
Bartholomew. And when Christ comes to me in the show, I could cry on command. So I started to cry. Then every fucking actor was starting to cry. And you were like, yo, that's Michael's. Get off it. That's Michael's, get off it. Don't repeat it. So people were stealing what I was developing and using it for their own character. Can we tell the story about when you dated the girl?
Fung Yu?
Pardon me?
Fung Yu
Yeah.
was her name.
This could have been a scene in Sex and the City. So what happened was he goes to the girl. It's a 5-story walk-up. He goes to the girls up to meet her. He uses the bathroom in the girl's apartment, and he clogs the toilet. So now he's embarrassed. So what does he do? He opens the window in the bathroom and throws everything out the window. 5 stories. Boom. Flat. Right.
And all of a sudden I hear this, hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? It falls on the shoulders of an old man who was walking his Yorkie. The best thing about that night when I threw the crap out the window was that I spent the night, but the next day she cooked pork chop in high heels and a blue bikini. She cooked pork chops and Brussels sprouts. In a blue bikini and blue high heels.
The two of them caught up about the past.
I mean, I became a raging alcoholic. Not to sound dramatic, but I had to go to rehab in Minnesota.
Wow.
And I was there for 2 months. I could not stop drinking, Michael. I got three DUIs. I drove under the sidewalk off a highway in Palm Desert, and I almost killed someone on the sidewalk.
Wow.
It was a nightmare. So, so my choice drink was vodka cranberries. Those are my two girlfriends for about 13 years, vodka and cranberry, hands down.
Wow. And
By the way, during those years, Michael, what happened to you? Because I didn't hear from you for about 12 years.
Yeah, we
Were you in prison?
If I was in prison, I'd be in a women's prison. Enjoying myself. We're both still very much alive and well and doing good.
We sure are.
Yeah.
We sure are. What's your next stop? Massage parlor?
Ed definitely.
Emily likes massage parlors. Emily, Michael is addicted to massage parlors.
So this episode is going to be all
Don't change the subject.
I told you a character. Hilarious.
This is no character. This is real life.
Isn't it?
You got me addicted to massage parlors.
He's got the old propaganda rule. The more you say it, the more people believe.
Son of a bitch.
That's right.
We left Trump Tower and headed downtown.
Yeah, so fatherhood definitely changes you for the better, I think. If you know how to be like a relaxed father. My ex-wife, I'll say it again, was a fabulous mother. Maybe our relationship dissolved largely due to me and work and stuff like that, but maybe I wasn't a great husband, and that's fine, I accept that. But she was and still is a fabulous mother, and always will be. She was a good mother.
How do you feel about romantic relationships now?
Honestly, I love being alone. I work a lot, I do a lot. I see people, I go out, we have a great time. I take each day at a time. So I enjoy being alone because it gives me the opportunity to do what I want, when I want. And there's something I didn't tell you about Mike, which is that my parents were killed in a car accident, 1988, the day after Christmas. And yeah, thank you. So the day after Christmas. So I'm a very religious person. They always said God takes away and God gives. So December 26, 1988, they died in a car accident. They were buried on New Year's Eve. My wife, my ex-wife, gets pregnant with my daughter in April. The doctor says she's going to be born January 10, 11, whatever it was. Do you know my wife's water broke Christmas Eve, 48 hours before the 1-year anniversary of my parents' death? So not was I commiserating about my parents' 1-year anniversary of their death, I was celebrating the birth of my daughter.
That's crazy.
And so that's God's, that's God. There's a God there. So I was holding my daughter, this and that, whatever. So it kind of like made that work 28th Street.
We arrived at a swanky hotel, and as I was setting up the equipment, Michael bought a round of drinks for a group of women sitting at the bar. He recounted the experience moments later.
I was like, wait, you're all sisters? I mean, are you blood sisters or just sisters?
Yeah.
Sisters? No, we're blood sisters.
So you just bought them a round of drinks?
Yeah, it was her birthday.
We talked a little bit more about dating in 2026.
I have a Birkin bag that I didn't give a girl that's in my my wardrobe that she pissed me off and I refused to give it to her. So so it's like we broke up and I was just like, I'm done.
Michael's business partner arrived.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Lucas.
How are you?
You want a drink? You want a beer?
I asked him how he knew Michael.
One of my friends told me I should reach out to him because I had some ideas. So our first time sitting down was a coffee shop, and we sat down and I had a long conversation. But
he's got a good heart. He's got a good heart. He has very good ideas. And I respectfully say this because we're business partners, but he can't execute them from A to Z. So in other words, he comes up with a great idea, but how do I get it from A to Z? Right. So and that's where I come in. This is what I can do. So logistically, let's get it there.
I can't learn my lesson for some reason. I always bite off more than I can chew, and then things just come out kind of half-assed, but not on purpose. It's just because I've given myself insurmountable tasks that for some reason I believe I can complete on my own.
Do you have an example?
Well, I've got plenty of other film projects sitting on a hard drive that need VFX, they need all these other things.
I asked him about his original screenplay idea.
It's called Ricky's World. Basically, it's about a guy he used to be a drug dealer. He gets caught, they put him on house arrest because his first offense. So he's in his apartment with his ankle monitor, and he's bored and trying to, turn his life around, and he's like, well, what do I have? I have my apartment, I've got some cameras, I've got a laptop. We're gonna do a live stream show, and he puts an ad out online saying that his apartment door is unlocked, and if you have anything that you want to show him, you can drop by anytime, just walk right in. And all these characters just walk in the door all the time, so you never know who's gonna show up. One time they go in the bathroom after they were all knocked out, maybe drunk, partying, they wake up and there's like an intestine in the tub, and they don't know what to do with it.
Like a human intestine?
Yeah, so they start you do like a whole montage, right? They're using it like a scarf and doing a little runway walk, or they're putting it over their shoulders. One guy's got the hula hoop, and another person's in the corner hitting a crack pipe, and then we got, some lady trying to show off her new board game that she made. So it's like all these things happening at the same time. Yeah. And then, towards the end of the episode, a guy crawls out of the kitchen with a big gash on his side, and he's like, and they're like, oh shit.
A day in Michael's life is coming to a close. We will do this again in the next year or two to see what has changed and what has stayed the same. This is the first episode of the second season where I'll be going to different states to meet new people who replied to my ad on Craigslist. I'll see you soon, Michael.
He texted me a couple times, and I was like, stop fucking texting me so many times. No wonder you have problems with your girlfriend. You talk to me too much. He texts me back, fuck you. And I thought that was hilarious.
Did you find that funny, or was that crossing a line?
No, I did think it was funny.
Okay.
I did think it was funny.